10 predictions for 2025. All right, we curated these from many of the thought leaders around crypto because every sort of thought leader puts out their list of predictions, and we took the best we thought from many of them. So why don't we get into the first one here, David? So you picked this one. Vance Spencer Framework. What's the prediction?
Vance Spencer predicts that the SPX, which is just an index on the S&P 500, goes to 7,500. Where is it right now, Ryan? 5,800?
You know, it's funny. I had to look this up, but it's
We
something
both
around
had to
there.
look this
It's
up.
something at 5,800, that range. So, I mean, going up to 7,500, that would be a pretty big increase as far as
That's a huge year
stocks
in
go,
the stock
right?
market. In the stock market, followed by AI delivers on its promises. And since the AI delivers on its promises line is being paired with the SPX to 7,500, I'm guessing he means that that's like AI in the traditional, fintech equities space. This is something that is happening this cycle, Ryan, that is unique to all crypto bull markets that have come prior. Is this is being this bull market, the crypto AI bull market, is happening in parallel to an AI bull market happening in the real world. And so the AI bull market is coming into crypto. Now there's like these two parallel bull markets happening.
Yeah, I think Vance is basically saying that it's a bullish year for stocks and primarily led by the Mag 7, right? Is all of these AI stocks will continue to overperform. All right, that's number one. Number two, this is D from Blockworks. So stablecoin market cap hits 500 billion. It is currently, a reminder, at 210 billion. That's the take here. Either Stripe or Robinhood launch their own stablecoins as a pairing take, and Walmart or Amazon begin accepting stablecoins for payments. Stablecoins, 500 billion. That feels pretty safe to me. What do you think?
That's big. It's more than a doubling, and doubling something that's already at 210 billion is a big doubling, more than doubling. So like that's a pretty bullish prediction. I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm not saying I don't think that's a free space at all.
Yeah, I guess maybe that seems aggressive, but I don't know, man. Given the yields that we're seeing in DeFi these days, given kind of what I expect to be favorable legislation, we could even get a stablecoin bill in 2025.
Right.
All the fintechs are going to front run that.
If we do hit it, it's going to be a buzzer beater at the end of the year.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, think of all the fintechs. They got to get in this. Like Stripe just acquired that, DeFi.
That could take a while. That could take a year to really get rolling here.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
I'm very bullish on the stablecoin market cap. I'm just from 500 billion. It's just like a big goal. That's a big goal.
That's the prediction.
Right. Coming in at 3, this is an official prediction from Coinbase. The next administration's projected deficit spending, if it materializes, should translate into greater risk buying, crypto buying, as more dollars circulate in the economy. So the Coinbase is making the prediction that the fiscal policy of the next administration is actually going to overwhelm any amount of Federal Reserve action, which is, I think, what Lynn Alden predicted when we had her on the podcast not terribly long ago.
Yeah. Okay. So this is it's funny. This is much more formal prediction in phrasing. So it takes a second to interpret it because it's aimed at institutions, I guess. Deficit spending. So Congress, the executive branch, the U.S. government is going to continue to overspend, right? That's not going to change under Trump. And that should translate into greater risk-taking as more dollars circulate. So more liquidity, so more risk-taking. So basically, the prediction is risk on assets for 2025, and then crypto goes up.
Government spending money, we're going to get some inflation, crypto and risk on assets are going up.
Feels pretty reasonable too. All right, let me give you number 4. And by the way, Mike Ippolito had about 27 great predictions. One of my favorite lists of the year, but this was one of them. The U.S. will reemerge as the dominant global hub of crypto. He adds, founders will move back and open offices in New York. U.S. conferences will be larger than their Asian counterparts. So
ready for permissionless, Ryan?
Yeah. So I guess, everyone comes back to America for crypto on the back of the Trump win, the victory. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think we've already seen indications of a lot of companies coming back home to the United States or coming to the United States for the first time. Coming in at number 5, this one's from Galaxy Digital. 5 NASDAQ 100 companies and 5 nation states will announce that they have added Bitcoin to their balance sheets or sovereign wealth funds. Ooh, nice.
Okay,
nice.
So is
5
this
more.
5 new nation states?
5 new nation states.
It matters a lot who those nation states actually are.
Definitely.
It's one thing I would say.
Yes, yeah.
It could definitely see that happening. All right, this is number 6, Delphi Digital Crypto. This is a long one. Let me
I
kind of
like this one. I like this
okay.
one a lot.
So the base prediction is crypto splits into 2 major verticals and everything else gets sidelined. So 2 major verticals and everything else gets sidelined. What are these 2 verticals? The first is Web3 natives. And these are defined as traders that are deeply embedded in the crypto market. These are people that possess a nuanced understanding of crypto's unique characteristics and engage in high risk trading, including meme coins, AI agents, and pre-sales. The elements reminiscent of the Wild West. So these Web3 natives, Wild West, that's the first major vertical.
Bull market froth traders.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've always had that. But okay, let me go on.
In bull markets, yeah.
All right. And then the second major vertical this year is regular investors. These are institutional and retail investors. They often differ in their risk management approaches and generally adhere to a more fundamental investment and trading strategy, viewing crypto as an alternative to the growth to the stock market. Okay, these are the 2 major verticals. And then they also point out the prediction continues. There will be a number of people who are sidelined. And the sidelined people are early stage DeFi, real world assets, and DePIN protocols that don't secure leading positions in their segments or at least on their chain. So there's always going to be sideline investors. But they're basically saying there's going to be kind of these degen frontier crypto natives that are trading
They're
almost
following the hot ball of money.
Yeah, and that's the growth stuff, right? That's the next big thing, the next wave, whether it materializes fully or not. And then there's going to be a new class, I guess, of regular investors, but
Long-term
fundamentals types of investors. So it's degens and it's fundamentals is
highly
one way
active,
to phrase this.
Highly passive. And then if you're not in the hot ball of money, which they're saying early stage D5, real world assets, DePIN, then you're getting left behind. Your pie is not going to grow this year.
Do you have to pick? You think you have to pick either be a Web3 native or a regular investor? Or can you just split your portfolio? I've always like.
No, you definitely split your portfolio. So I you know my strategy. Take 10% of my net worth, gamble to hell with it. When I make wins, you put it into the long-term super passive side of. Yeah, you do both.
Yeah, do both. Not just one. You don't have to pick one lane here.
Coming in also from Delphi Digital, this is Tommy from Delphi. He says agent-driven transactions will make up 10% of all on-chain transactions by end of year 2025. And also a follow-up prediction. There will be a wave of buy-in by San Francisco traditional AI developers into crypto AI due to tokens, which afford them the ability to break out of Web2 AI labs and raise capital and community overnight, which has always been the power of tokens, permissionless capital formation outside of the system. And so tokens pull, the predictions that tokens create a gravitational pull for AI talent out of San Francisco, out of Silicon Valley, and into the Wild West of crypto.
Yeah, I think these are pretty solid predictions. That first one, that AI agents transactions will make up 10% of all on-chain transactions by end of year. How much do you think we are right now? Like, do you know the latest on that? It's probably less than 1%, right? It's got to be, even though it's starting to increase. AI agents have just only been a thing for like the last couple of months.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be less than 1%.
All right. This is prediction number 8 from Ejaz, which is our resident AI expert doing the weekly
AI rollup,
AI rollup with us. So Ejaz says this: an AI agent platform will enter the top 10 crypto by market cap. Right now, to get in that club, that's the plus 35 billion club to make it its top 10. So an AI agent platform.
Virtuals, after its banger week last week, hitting an all-time high, is currently at $4.4 billion market cap.
Wow.
Ejaz is looking for like almost a 10x on that.
A 10x
Not specifically on virtuals, but that is virtuals is in the lead at the highest market cap.
Okay, what are the
35 billion?
What are the big AI agent platforms? Let me see if I can name them. Given I did a roll up where you were out, David, and I learned a lot. So
dude, they're so informative.
There's virtuals. There's AI 16Z in that platform, right? There's also what's am I missing? Those are the 2 big ones.
There are actually quite a lot. There's a pretty big long tail as well. And so I think there's a lot incoming. There's MyShells, which is an AI agent platform. There's kind of going to be one per chain. There's one on the crypto.com chain that I'm forgetting the name of. But I think these things are turning from like kind of a premium service, which is where virtual started, into kind of a commodity, because a lot of people are competing to become. This is being called the layer 1 trade of this cycle, which is AI agent platforms.
Yeah, I I think that's a good take, and I could totally see that coming true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get to number 9. This was mine from Fred Wilson from Union Square Ventures. He puts out a list every year, and I've read these for like 10 years. It's usually pretty interesting. I just pulled off one from his list. TikTok turns all videos into meme coins that can be traded on decentralized exchanges all over the world.
TikTok, actual TikTok, the TikTok does this?
Yeah, the TikTok. That's what he
Whoa.
said. Okay, but hold on. I think you could say just leave the prediction as is and say it's TikTok actually, right? Or you could just substitute another large social media entity kind of doing this. And I
TikTok
think like
makes the most sense.
this feels like it almost felt to me like it was a 2021 prediction. You know what I mean? Like the end of 2021 going into 2022, NFTs are huge and people would start making these types of predictions. That was not the time because I think we had massive regulatory overhang at that time. It's like, are NFTs securities? Well, the guy in charge of securities says they are. His name's Gary Gensler. And so now that he's gone, now that we have really cheap transaction fees just all across crypto, you can almost see that we have like the fertile ground for this prediction actually happening. So I present that to you. What do you think?
No, I can see that. Yeah. I think it kind of remains to be seen how clear the skies are regulatorily speaking. Are people really going to take the maximum freedom that people are saying that we have with the Trump administration? Who's going to go first and start to do really bold stuff?
Yeah.
TBD on when that happens
first.
and how far they go.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, this next one is also yours. So I'm going to need you to give it to me.
All right, cool. Well, since we didn't have an ETH price prediction on the list, you got to give an ETH price prediction. David, I've been seeing a lot of ETH price predictions from kind of the large institutions. And let me tell you, they're uninspiring to me. People are saying, hey, next year we could see 7K ETH, 8K ETH. That does not excite me at all. In fact, I think people are still, they have a 2024 overhang of bearishness on Ether, the asset, because it had an okay year, but like not a great year. It's certainly not a Bitcoin year.
Gloomy
Definitely
tinted glasses.
Pretty much. And so I felt like all of those bullish ETH predictions were weak. I wanted to give my own. I think 10K ETH is the absolute base case. All right. That's like, if we barely get a bull market, I think we're looking at something between 15K and 20K ETH. And if people think that like that's like a, I make these predictions every year sort of thing. Yes, I do. Full confession.
You got to be, you only have to be right once. You only have to be right once.
Honestly, it's only a matter of time until we see these numbers. So like, why shouldn't it be the 2025 bull cycle is my take. You see blob space heating up, fees revenue, going crazy, the AI meta, all the layer 2s heating up. There's a lot of things in place for Ether this year. And if it fixes a few things narrative wise, I think it's off to the races. It might even not even need that fix. Could just be the institutional buyers and ETFs that propel us to 10K and above.
Passive investors.
It doesn't take that much. I mean, we just saw this happen with Bitcoin. I mean, it feels like a pretty obvious trade to me. What do you think?
Yeah. To this day, like I've said, we have still not yet seen a complete bull market with both proof of stake and EIP 1559, and now also blob fee burn. So we still have not seen how price sensitive Ether is to marginal flows incoming to buy. And then the last prediction, this is a Bankless signed prediction. I think we have consensus between myself, Ryan, and our AI expert at Bankless, EJS. We do the AI rollups, which if you're not listening to AI rollups, you need to be listening to the AI rollups. If you want to be one of the active traders on the frontier in crypto, it is the meta. Then that is the prediction that we are making here. Crypto AI agents dominates the 2025 meta and then hits $250 billion in market cap, where it is coming in right now at $17.3 billion. The prediction here is that it is going to $250 billion for AI agents. This is inspired by EJazz, our co-host of the AI rollups, but I'm co-signing it. Ryan, are you co-signing it?
I think I could co-sign this, right? Again, it's not for sure that this is going to happen, but I feel like this is the best upside prediction that we have going to 2025.
Most precise, most specific, the most bullish.
Yeah, and your 10% degen portfolio, that's where I would allocate almost all of that. I would put like 9% on this specific narrative and on that number, because to go from 17 billion to 250 billion, that's like far more upside.
10% into the 100%, and then you take that and you put that into
your fundamentals assets,
Bitcoin, whatever you want, your fundamentals,
100%.
The things that are not going to go down 99% and might only go down 75%.
And what this assumes, of course, is that this gets kind of a narrative upsurge upsurge, the same narrative upsurge that DeFi did previous cycle, where honestly DeFi hit similar numbers and it got way ahead of itself. It got overinflated. It went too high, of course. And that's basically what I anticipate could happen with AI agents. So this is a huge number to watch. And it came from nowhere, by the way. So it's at 17 billion. What was it 3 months ago? Like under 100 billion?
Zero. Yeah.
Something close to that, right? So incredible.
And then we have not a prediction, but a bonus take about predictions. I thought this was funny, from David Phelps, who tweeted out, MFers will write their top predictions for 2025. And then everyone will be like, AI crypto will take off next year. Like, my man, the goal is not to predict what will happen 6 months ago, which I thought was funny.
So he's just saying everyone's extrapolating in their 2025 predictions. The thing that's hot, like right now, recency bias.
Exactly.
So take these predictions with a grain of salt. Probably will be blindsided by something absolutely crazy that hits us in 2025, and hopefully to the bullish upside. And they were on no one's list. That's usually what happens.
If you enjoyed all of that, then you'll absolutely love the Bankless newsletter. Join over 300,000 fellow readers, all for free. Click below to sign up.